From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update. Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Hello everyone, I'm in for Brian Wilson. Of course, he had to take care of a few things here this afternoon, so I'm filling in for him today. I wanted to start off with the rain totals. Of course, that was a pretty big story. We saw a lot of rainfall in some areas, and it just depends on where you are, right? A bit of a rain shadow, as you can see out towards Red Bluff and Corning, but still some decent totals there. But you head to the north end of the valley. Now, the Reading Airport did see about 1.5 inches. West Reading saw a little bit less than that. In fact, there were over some spots near Reading that saw over 2 inches. So again, just depends on where you are. Look at Chico, though. Almost 2 inches of rainfall since Friday. And of course, most of that was yesterday. Not nearly as much as you head off towards the north and east, but look at the coast. I mean, that's really where they have the big winter, right? 3.5 inches of rain in just a matter of really 24 hours, quite honestly, around Klamath, Crescent City over 3 inches, close to 3 inches out in Eureka, close to 2 inches Fortuna, as well as Redway, 1.74 Ruth. You get the idea. For most of us, we saw a really good amount of rainfall. And for many of us too, this is more rain than we typically see for the entire month of May. So quite a bit of rainfall, but this is pretty much it. Although there still is going to be a chance for a few flurries here for some of the higher elevations today. And again, tomorrow, a very weak disturbance passing through, but nothing nearly what we saw on Saturday. So mainly dry, but still cool today. Now, there still is a chance for some showers tomorrow, especially in the mountains and maybe even a few thunderstorms, but drier and warmer for most of us through next week. And in fact, the valley may be approaching that 90-degree mark towards the end of next week into next weekend. But I'm still seeing the models kind of backing off on that a little bit here. Here's your neighborhood forecast at a quick glance. Again, another cool day in the valley, only reaching the low 60s. And in the mountains, mainly in the 50s, although Modoc County only reaching somewhere in the low 40s for those daytime highs. So what we have here is this area of low pressure that passed through us yesterday. There's, of course, all the rain that's associated with it. Behind it, we're seeing a lot of clouds wrapping around that area of low pressure and just enough instability where, yeah, we are seeing a few flurries out there and some light showers for some of the higher elevations in particular. But what we've got here, if we look closely, you see a bit of a spin of low pressure. There's a disturbance right about here that's going to be passing through and just clipping Northern California tomorrow. And that's what's going to bring some of us that chance for showers tomorrow. I'll show you what I'm talking about on Futurecast. So today, yeah, maybe a stray shower, maybe a stray sprinkle or a flurry here and there, but overall, not a very wet day today. And it's not out of the question for the north end of the valley in particular to maybe see a stray sprinkle as well. But again, overall dry. Now we take you into Monday morning. There's the beginning phases of that weak disturbance passing through. So the coast may see some scattered showers here and there, scattered sprinkles, really. That's the case going through the morning hours to noon, making its way into Siskiyou County. But again, you can see nothing all that significant. Now it gets a little bit more significant, though, for Modoc County by the afternoon and evening, where we could actually see some isolated thunderstorms there, and some of those may linger down into parts of Lassen County as well. Then I think across the board, we're drying things out by the time we get into Tuesday, and this is when we start to see the warming trend as well. The Storm Prediction Center has actually included northeastern portions of Modoc County with a chance for thunderstorms for tomorrow. Now, I do anticipate, though, that we'll probably see more of that green making its way through most of Modoc County and maybe even parts of southern portions of Lassen County and maybe even parts of eastern Siskiyou County. So I would anticipate that by tomorrow we may see this kind of get more filled in with that green, because we saw that on Futurecast. It was mainly over Modoc County. Now the winds, I'm expecting them to be pretty breezy at times through next week. Not so much today. I'm not really concerned about today, but you'll notice on Monday the wind's picking up, mainly coming in from the west. And when we look at the upper level pattern, you'll see why. But then going into Tuesday and Wednesday in particular, those winds coming more from the north. Now, no major wind events, but I do expect to see some gusty winds at times, especially toward the middle and even latter part of next week. And let's show you that here. So that area of low pressure moves out. This disturbance moves in on Monday, right? So again, there's that weak disturbance we showed you with a chance for showers, right? Mainly in the mountains and those thunderstorms in Modoc County. But you see how the winds are picking up from the west. When we have these white lines, these isobars tightly packed, that just means winds, and those winds will kind of pick up. And so as we go into Tuesday, we still have the winds. That continues into Wednesday as well. Now what's going to happen is this. High pressure lead to our west. an area of low pressure will kind of develop itself off to our east. So the difference between the two could continue to bring us more of those northerly winds on Thursday. So really starting tomorrow and through Thursday, off and on gusty winds at times. And of course, some days those winds will be stronger than others. Then the wind should die down by around Friday of next week, going into that weekend, and warmer temperatures. Now this right here, around Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, we are going to be approaching the potential of seeing some 90-degree temperatures for the first time for the valley. No guarantees at this point, but something I'm watching very closely. There you can see temperatures in the low to mid 60s today, partly to mostly cloudy skies in the valley. Again, as mentioned, maybe a light sprinkle for places like Redding, maybe Cottonwood, but don't count on it. Temperatures are going to be in the 40s for many of the higher elevations, although places like Trinity County in the mid 50s along the coast, mid to upper 50s inland today. So here's a look at your 7-day outlook. We're going to start off with the valley. Now, what you'll see here is just breezy, borderline windy for Monday through Thursday. The wind should start to die down. Now, I don't have any 90-degree readings in there just yet, but you can see how we are getting pretty close, right? Upper 80s by the time we get into Friday and Saturday. Let's take a look at your 7-day outlook for the coast. Maybe a chance for some showers tomorrow. That continues for the inland areas, and not to mention for Weaverville and Trinity County as well. Is this a big deal? No. Should you cancel any outdoor plans? No. But just be aware of the fact that you may run into some passing sprinkles and maybe even a light shower here and there. How about Mount Shasta, Alturas, and Susanville? Well, today you do have that chance. It's not going to be a very big deal. I think a better chance going into your Monday, but even that won't be a big deal. We could see those thunderstorms for Alturas and Modoc County in general for tomorrow afternoon, and then for Susanville, maybe a stray flurry as well, with snow levels a bit higher. They're starting to increase again, and then dry for Tuesday all the way through the time we get into Friday and Saturday. So again, we are going to be looking at those drier conditions for most of us, especially by Tuesday, but the valley as early as tomorrow, really, and then dry through next week with warmer weather by the end of next week into next weekend.